director. We are a family-owned collection of cars. It is a family that came here from France in 1972, and they brought with them their family, their business, and 4 cars behind me: the Peugeot Darlamat, the Delahaye, the Talbot Lago, and the Samsung. Now it's 84 cars. They've continued to pursue cars because they had some engineering significance or innovation in design, whether it was aerodynamics or drivetrains. They somehow changed or influenced the future of automobile design. So we do our own restorations here. So we have a full-time mechanic, body and interior specialists, and they drive these cars. So as you look through our museum, you'll see that all of these cars are driven by the family. These aren't just museum pieces. We have cars here that are 122 years old with a Florida license plate on them. So their family fully intends to come in here and drive those, and when they do,
the Citroën SM was built between 1969 and 1975, and the engine was a Maserati derived 2.7-liter V6. 12,920 of these were built. I believe this is a Georges Irat. This company started building cars in the 1920s in France.
German engineer Felix Wankel invented the rotary engine known as the Wankel rotary engine. The Wankel engine works on the ordinary Otto cycle, but differs from the reciprocating internal combustion engines. It is purely a rotary engine having no reciprocating part or piston. Compared to reciprocating piston engines, Wankel engines provide more torque, less vibration, and for a given power are more compact and less weight. It makes use of a rotor instead of a piston, which turns inside of a chamber.
It really caught people's attentions, partly because it looks like a spaceship, especially compared to everything else that was on the road around then. And some of the technology that it has on board is still more cutting edge than we see in cars today. For what some call the ultimate vintage car, the DS was awfully advanced. The headlights swivel to highlight the road. It came with hydropneumatic suspension, a revolution replacing mechanical springs with a pressurized fluid for a super smooth ride on France's pothole-packed post-war roads. And it still works on America's rough roads today. So it's this strange semi-automatic gearbox that you have to get used to, and that's just the thing with Citroëns. They're unforgiving if you don't know what you're doing, so you really have to learn how to drive these cars. They are not something you can just jump into. Now, one of the cool features of this suspension was it meant this car didn't come with a jack. If you got a flat tire, you just pump it up as high as you can, like it is right now, and then put a pole that it came with underneath, and then just lower the suspension down again. And the wheel, where you'd left the pole, would stay with that side of the car propped up in the air. You could just swap the wheel out, put your spare on, and be ready to go. The name in French, Citroën's home country, is pronounced Déesse, which means goddess. The DS was built from 1955 to 1975, but it never sold very well in the US. It was designed for an austere European market that taxed big, wasteful engines.